Sweet. All right. Well, thanks for jumping on, Caitlin. So, for those of you who don't know Caitlin and haven't had the pleasure of meeting Caitlin yet, Caitlin's been knocking around the traps for a while here in Perth since back in the day when we all got started. But why I really am so stoked to have Caitlin on the call is a couple of reasons. Two is I just thought of this nickname before, but I'm going to call you the Queen of Consistency because you've just kept. I've just noticed the whole time, like for the last. How long have you been? When did you get started? How long have you been with Isogenics?
So it was 3 years in November.
Yeah. So nearly 3 years. So very, very, very consistent. One of those people that was plopped on the inside of an inside leg, and has decided just to do it anyway and not let that be an excuse. And she's Perth's most recent 2-star, which is really exciting. And launch parties have been a huge part, the big driving force for her to be able to hit that milestone. Caitlin recently did a training in Perth and it was just epic. I learned heaps and I knew you guys would benefit so much from it. So she's generously decided to give us a bit of time tonight to share some wisdom with us. So I'll let you take it away, Caitlin.
Thank you. Thanks for the intro. Hello, everyone. Hi. I may need to get up in a minute because I can just see my little sausage dog at the door and he's going to start crying, but I'll just speak for a little bit. So everyone knows Ernie. He's totally Facebook famous. Yeah. As Tully said, I really put a large part of my success recently down to two things, and it's definitely consistency, but the other thing is launch parties. Launch parties have been huge for me. They have been a game changer. I know, there's a few of you on now. Just put your hand up. I mean, I can't even see all of your faces, but I can see your hands. If you're actively doing launch parties, so as in if you've done a launch in the last 3 months. Yeah, okay, awesome. And just if you are listening to the recording, just something to have a think about, because I really think that if you're building an Isogenics business, you are actively doing launches. So I'm going to take you through tonight over the next 20 minutes or so, what I call Launch Parties 101, but I'm going to go through literally the ins and outs of my launch parties. So how I run them, how I invite people to them, how I get people to them, how I run them, and what I do, what I call the post-launch phase, but what I do after a launch party, which I feel is just as important as what you do at a launch party. So I put this slide in there because this popped up on my timeline a couple of weeks ago. This was my very first launch party. I was 12 weeks into my product journey, which is so crazy to me. I'd lost by this point like 11 kilos. I had phenomenal health benefits. And I just knew that I had a gift that needed to be shared with Isogenics. So I organized my first launch party because someone told me that if I wanted to build a business, I had to do a launch party. And so I think this really just outlines my commitment. And I don't think that, you have to go to this level, certainly not. I wouldn't recommend it. But, I bought a projector. It cost $500. I had banners made. I hired out a hall. So this is like a little community center. I think it cost about $100 to hire out. And I made the slides and I invited everyone, and I was absolutely terrified. I had no idea what I was doing, but I think the difference between me and a lot of people in Isogenics is that I was willing. So even though I was terrified, I was willing. So I would really put it out to you, how willing are you? Because I just have no doubt that my willingness is why I am having the success now, because I was willing. So this was my very first launch party. I think about 17 people showed up. It was amazing. I still had no idea what I was doing, but I really think in the beginning that you fake it until you make it. So let's go through a few things. Let's go through the pre-launch phase, so the inviting phase, because I get a lot of questions around this. So I'm just thinking, is there okay, no, we'll stay on this slide. So what you want to do when you're inviting people to a launch is you want to personally invite them. This is really key. So it's all about keeping it really, really relaxed. And I'm literally going to show you, and you can take photos, exactly how I invite people. So I'm going to show you the conversation that we have. You want to create a Facebook event. I found this to be a real game changer. And a tip that I have found really handy is that you can actually hide the guest list. So, you know, if you're scared about the fact that you're not inviting many people, or not many people have clicked attending, you can actually hide the guest list. So it's really low pressure. People can see the event, but they can't see how many people have been invited, and they definitely can't see who's attending and who has clicked not attending. So that's something that, especially for my newbies, they love to do that, and I still do that for my launches. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to walk you through setting up a Facebook event and exactly what my Facebook events look like. General rule of thumb, for every 10 people you invite, one person's going to show up, and that's just the truth. And it's like for every 10 people you speak to about Isagenix, one person will say yes. So the more the better. Invite heaps of Isagenix people. I know Brett Davies speaks about it, like rent a crowd, like rent an Isagenix crowd. My best launch parties have been ones that have had a ton of Isagenix people there. It just creates an awesome vibe. And you want to do a Facebook post in the lead up to your event. I'm going to take you through all of this. And just a tip I do use, because people ask me all the time, they say, what do you use for all your collages you do? I use Word Swag to overlay the text, and I use Moldive to do all my collages. So why do a launch party? They're just so fun, they're so chilled out, they're so relaxed, they are really intimate, and they're just an amazing opportunity for prospects to mingle with people that are already doing Isagenix. That's the biggest thing. So they're obviously a great way for people to be introduced to the products. They're an amazing opportunity for our team members to step up. So I just have so many of my new cleansers in their first 30 days and beyond that come to my launch party to literally share their story. So it's a great way for them to step up. And then I always encourage them to bring a couple of people, so those couple of people can support them as they share their story for the first time. So for me, launch parties are just as amazing for brand new prospects as they are for my current cleansers that are having a really good experience in their first 30 and 60 days. Because I always say that until people get to some event of some kind, whether it be a launch party, an online launch, or a Wellness Wednesday, they really don't truly get what Isagenix is about. And obviously they build your business, so we know there's many Isagenix millionaires that really just put launch parties down to really exclusively building their Isagenix businesses. So the inviting phase, people say to me, they say, well, what do you say to people? This is literally what I said to Candace, who is a personal trainer. She's been on my chicken list for ages. She's sitting in our prospecting group. This is the first time I'd invited her to a launch. And this is literally what I said. So I keep it really chilled out. You have to create some value. You have to explain to people why would they want to come to your launch. So I always put in there that, you know, we're going to be going through the ins and outs of the program. You know, I say that people are going to be sharing their results, and I say that it is going to be inspiring. So that's just an example of what I use for an invite, and I would say that most of my invites look like that. Now, I do invite people pretty much exclusively through Facebook Messenger. I'll either send a message like this, or I'll send a voice text which would say exactly the same thing. Facebook event. This is what my Facebook event looks like pretty much every time. I say the same thing every time. So I mean, you can read it there, but I just say, you know, join us for Wellness and Wine as we shed some light on the superfood nutritional cleansing program that is helping so many people. I mean, you can read the rest, but every launch looks exactly the same. So a really short, brief description. You can see there, or you can't see there, but the guest list is hidden. And it's all just really, really super chilled out. So the reason why I think the Facebook event is so important is it just gives something, it just puts something behind your event. It's like, instead of just kind of inviting someone to an event, you can actually invite them into the Facebook event. They can see the details. They can see a little bit more about what's actually going to be covered on the night. And they can see that it's actually a thing. And what I do is I always make sure I pop one post at least in the lead up to the event, just to create curiosity. So I'll show you what that post looks like. So this was one from last fortnight. I've just done another one today for our launch tomorrow night actually. But this was the one from a fortnight ago. So it was just the greatest wealth is health. And again, it's just because I know that when I post in the page, everyone's going to get a notification that I've posted to the page, and they're going to go and check out the page again. So again, it's just always about creating that curiosity. Facebook post. So we're going to do a Facebook post. I get all of my team to do a Facebook post in the lead up to their launch, or to a lead up to my launch. And this was the exact post screenshotted that I did a fortnight ago to encourage people from my warm market to come along. So generally speaking, I always have 1 or 2 people that reach out after I do a post like this, saying that they've been sitting on the sidelines and yeah, they'd love to come along and learn more. So you can all take a photo of that. The launch. So this is how I run my launches. You know, we have music on, they're super chilled, they're super relaxed. We always have information that people can browse through. Now, I'm always the first to say that I don't do the conventional launch. I don't play a video. I don't hand out who do you know forms. I've tried that in the past and I just found that it wasn't authentic to me. It didn't work for me. I've just found this format works a lot better and it's just super relaxed because I am super relaxed. So information that guests can browse through, it's like the lookbook, you know, the president's pack, checklist, like very, very basic stuff. Always have a president's pack set up, obviously. Play music, I've got that in twice. I meant to take that out last week. We always have replenishing jugs, which we give to people because again, it's just creating curiosity. We always have bars to sample. Again, keeping things simple is definitely key. I think sometimes people go a little bit overboard with the launches and it doesn't always duplicate because remember, you want new people to come to your launch and think, gosh, I could do this. I could cut up some bars. So keep it really easy. Keep the vibe really relaxed. And of course, have your testimonials ready to go. So again, launch parties are an amazing way to have our people really step up and share their 30-second story. So just some photos of things we've done in the past and what, like, I mean, I'm not really a creative person, but it's not hard to whack some bars on a plate and chuck some strawberries in there. Believe it or not, they were just all chucked on a plate and they actually look really good. And they're chocolate mint mousses that we have done in the past. I haven't done them for a little while now, but if you do have a thermo, you can literally put I mean, you probably know you can put the chocolate mint shake or the chocolate shake just with ice. And it makes the most amazing mousse, cold mousse, and it just always goes down a treat. So I'm going to take you through the slides that I use for my launch party shortly, but they're super simple, so feel free to take photos of them. You can definitely replicate them. They have been run by compliance, but my format is literally my story. I go through the Are You Toxic slide, why Isagenix, we go through the core products, and we have people then share their testimonials. I talk people through how to start, how to maintain. We touch on the 30-day money-back guarantee, and of course we touch on you share with the rebate system. After the launch, so I did mention that what we do after the launch is just as important as what we do before the launch and for the launch. And the reason being is because it creates curiosity. So to me, doing a post like this creates that FOMO, that fear of missing out. So I post in the event page a day or two after the event, just to say to people, you know, awesome turnout. I'm so excited for everyone that got decided to get started. And it's just always about keeping that curiosity going and always being creative in keeping that curiosity going. So that was literally a post I did in our event page from a fortnight ago. You know, I think we ended up we had over 20 people at that launch party, and we did have a few people that enrolled. So it is, what I said is very authentic. Online launches, I get a lot of questions about online launches. I run online launches every other week. So we've always got in our team, we've always got a launch or an online launch on within the week. And it's exactly the same process in terms of inviting as an in-home launch. The only difference would be that it's online and we do exactly the same slides. I do use GoToWebinar or GoToMeeting. They both have free 30-day trials. They're really easy to use. Just make sure you do a practice run, obviously, because it's a little bit awkward when you don't know what you're doing and you've got people tuning in. So I'll just quickly walk you through the slides that I use because I get a lot of questions around the slides that I use. I am just really quickly going to let Ernie in because he is barking. All right, so this is the slide I have up when everyone arrives at my house or everyone's jumping onto the online info session. I share my story. This is the Are You Toxic slide we use. If some of you that have been around for a while, you'll recognize this slide because it's one we used before. So I just walk people through, you know, I say who has these symptoms and do you think they're normal, and what if we could really help you create a new normal? So again, keeping it really simple, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what works, it matters what duplicates. And so we really want our team members to look at these slides and feel like it's something they could really present as well. We touch on why Isagenix, and again, like for me, when I saw this slide, I was like, oh my gosh, this is why we need isogenics. So I'm not gonna train on what I say for each slide because it's all pretty self-explanatory, but I feel that's a really important slide to have in there, and I feel like it really helps people understand why we need isogenics. The disclaimer, very straightforward. Again, I just love keeping everything simple. So people are in my living room and they're looking at the President's Pack and they might be feeling overwhelmed. So I just say, look, it's really simple. You put the good stuff in, take the bad stuff out, and support your body's systems. Then we go through the core products. So we touch on the shake, we touch on the Cleanse for Life, we touch on the Ionics, the Essentials, and the Isogenesis. We used to touch on the Ageless Actives, not anymore. Now it's out of the President's Pack. And then what I do is I quickly lift all the products up off the floor, and I just kind of say, we put the good stuff in with a shake, we take the bad stuff out with a cleanse, and I very basically go through what everything is for, just to kind of, again, take all that overwhelm out. Then we do our testimonials, and I go through how to start. So I just say that everyone starts on a system, and that while there is a pack for every budget, if you're after the absolute best results, most people start on a President's Pack, and I never say the total cost of the pack. I always say for $19 a day, you're getting 56 complete meal replacements in the form of our shakes. You're getting snacks, you're getting all the vitamins and minerals for a whole body reset. So we really touch on that, and we go through that. And then how to maintain. So really important. And what I found was from doing the launch party slides that Isogenics suggest in the 90-day project is they don't really touch on how to start, and they don't touch on how to maintain. And I found that a lot of people had questions around that. So I really just like to say that at the end of the day, our food's not getting any better and our environment's not getting any better, and we need good nutrition and cleansing for life. And so we're going to want to maintain our results beyond the first 30 days. And I say that maintenance looks different for everyone. We always touch on the money back guarantee. It's why a lot of us started, so it's really important to mention. And then I literally, for the rebate system, I have this slide up there, and I explain to people the you share part of you share, they share. So it's literally about the $370 and how they can get it back right away. And then I thank everyone for coming, and I do a little call to action about, what if you could make the next 30 days your best yet? And I do let people know that if they're wanting to get started, let us know. We can definitely get them started on the night. And there have been many times after a launch party where we have literally enrolled people from my living room table. So who's going to book in a launch party? I hope all of you are going to book in a launch party because they're so easy, they're so fun, they duplicate, they're amazing. I might see Rory, Tully, did you want to open the lines up and see if there are any questions? I know we had a lot of questions when I did this last Tuesday.
Yeah, we can do that. Just fire away in the chat section, guys, if you have any questions, and I'll unmute you and we can go from there. But Tully, do you have anything, buddy?
Yeah, I've just got one, and I know the answer because it got asked last week. But just to, I know it might be on some of the guys' minds. So you're finding these duplicating well with relatively freshly enrolled people?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, again, I'm catching up on the chat now. The wellness and wine thing's just really been a game changer for us because it's just fun and it's relaxed, and it's not like, I used to call them nutritional cleansing info hour, and that's fine, that's good, but it's just kind of fun and super chilled. And again, like you've seen, the slides are really, really simple. And I never throw my people in the deep end. I'm always doing them with my team. So not generally, our kind of algorithm is I'll do the first launch for my new person. So I've got someone in their 30 days, they're wanting to share. I'll go to their house and do the launch. The next one they'll do with me, so they'll co-host with me. And the next one they'll often do by themselves.
Perfect. Love it. Far away, Mandy.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, honey, I think sometimes we always sort of question what the best day, whether it's night time, whether it's a Saturday or Sunday afternoon. Have you got sort of a particular day that is working better for you, or a time?
Yeah, I think I love Tuesday nights. Tuesday nights are my favourite night to do them because I think, you think about it, we can't do them on Wednesdays in Perth because we have our Wellness Wednesdays. Mondays, people are a bit more grumpier on Mondays. Not us, but people are grumpier on Mondays. Thursdays towards the end of the week, so it's just getting a little bit closer to the weekend. Obviously, Friday's out. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays would be my go-to nights where we get the most people. And then Saturdays and Sundays brunch time also work well, but I would say that for me, I mean, bearing in mind, I don't know a lot of mums. I know a lot of people that are kind of in their late 20s, early 30s. And for that age group, definitely the weeknights work better. At 7 p.m. 7 p.m. is the time we do them, 7 p.m. sharp.
Awesome. Thank you.
Any more questions?
Hello.
Hi.
I have one. Hello. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Have you used Susan's slides inviting techniques? You know, have you listened to her podcast?
I actually haven't. I actually haven't. I mean, I'd love to listen to it because I'm always open to improving. I'd love to. Where do you find that?
I'll PM you. I'll be able to find it. I can't think of what it's called. It's been ages, but it's kind of like inviting to their personality type. It's really interesting. But I was just wondering if because you seem to be having such great success. Because you're saying you personally invite, you might just do it naturally anyway. I'd
love to see. I think the personally invite thing is so important because I think we get invited to so many Facebook events these days and we kind of just ignore them. So what I do when I invite people is I send them that Facebook message or that Facebook voice message and I let them know that I'm going to add them into the Facebook event, and then I don't give them a chance to say yes or no. I just add them into the Facebook event right away.
Oh, okay. Cool. Thanks.
No worries.
Awesome. Anyone else got any questions?
Go on from Rach, Tal.
Where is she?
There she is. She's unmuted.
No, just take it out. I need to go leave the room.
You're good, Rach. All right, Rach, we got ya.
Oh, hello?
Hi.
Oh, sorry. I'm still trying to work out Zoom on my phone. I was just going to ask, would you mind sharing your slides at all, or do you think it's better to make more personal slides, like something that you like yourself?
I mean, I'm happy to Dropbox them to you. That's fine. I've done that for a few people. But, you know, as you can see, my slides, they're super basic. Like they're so basic. And like, but I'm happy to Dropbox them to you.
Yeah, for sure. No worries. I think Reese wanted to ask as well, so I just asked on behalf of him.
No worries.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You're a legend.
Thank you.
Last one, Lauren Fib. And then we'll wrap it up.
Hi, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
We were wondering, so we've been recently doing some online launches or start parties, and we've been using Zoom, but I've noticed that you use different software. Are you able to like share your screen and watch videos clearly on that one? Because we found the Zoom one, the quality for the other people watching the video when you share your screen isn't as good.
Yeah. Look, I don't like to use Zoom for an online launch because something doesn't sit well with me about, like, I found that people don't like to have their webcams on. They get quite intimidated by that, especially if it's just a prospect that wants to know more about the health side. So what I love about GoToMeeting and GoToWebinar is that there's not, like, the default isn't a webcam. So these people literally can click on the link, jump on. They can't see who else is on. Like if you're an attendee on GoToMeeting and GoToWebinar, you can't see how many other people are on. So for all that person knows, there could be 199 people on the call, or there could be one person on the call, and they can't see that. And yeah, you can play videos. It's very clear. The reason I don't play videos is so I used to play the Why Isogenics video in my launch parties, and for those of you that know the Why Isogenics video, it's amazing, but it goes for 12 minutes, and 12 minutes is a long time. And I just found that I just didn't feel comfortable about inviting people into my living room and playing a video to them that I could have played to them prior to the launch while they were sitting in their own living room. And we've just found this works a lot better. I found 12 minutes was too long and people were losing attention, and I would scan the room and people kind of looked a little bit bored.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You know, yeah.
Thanks for that.
Awesome.
I'm just honest.
Awesome. Yeah, no, it's good. That's what, as soon as like I saw launch parties that were duplicating that felt good. That's why I was like, because we get told use the tools, so we're just trying to force it in. So yeah, to share your system that's duplicating that feels good is like, it's a game changer. I can feel everybody buzzing. There'll be many launches happening within this group in the next few weeks.
And you know what, Tali, I will just say, do what feels right for you. For me, this feels right for me. It's very authentic. I love wine. I love wellness. It's like, that's no secret. But it's very me. And I was so torn for a long time about doing them the corporate way. And I thought, oh my gosh, what if this doesn't duplicate? So I had to take that risk initially. But what I found is that it is duplicating like wildfire. People are coming, they are looking at what I'm doing and thinking I could do that too. And it's just sitting really well with me and my team. So, you know, as long as it's simple and it duplicates, then I think it's amazing.
Love it. Awesome. Thanks so much for taking the time to jump on, Caitlyn. So everybody, you can unmute yourself and give Caitlyn a bit of love, and then we'll wrap it up.
Thanks, Caitlyn.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks so much. I'll see you tomorrow night, and I'll bring the projector.
Yeah, thank